The LEGO Castle theme is returning once again, and this time it's in a set called the Joust. Under fluttering banners and the roar of the crowd, the Horse Knights open the gates of their grand jousting arena. For the first time in many years, they have called upon all newly founded factions to compete in a tournament of honor and courage. Riders have arrived from distant lands, the noble Griffin Knights, the cunning Serpent Kingdom, and the fearsome Kraken Warriors. Who will rise up and claim victory across the entire realm? And is someone planning to do more than just compete? That is the story and inspiration of this set by the designer. The set comes in at roughly 3,100 pieces with 16 minifigures, which is a big lineup for a castle set at the scale, plus 2 horse molds, birds, and a ton of armor and weapon accessories. And notably, you're getting at least one representative from each of the newly released factions, which makes this feel like a true crossover moment rather than just a faction-specific release. Which is nice to see when those pieces are always going in and out of stock. From the outside, the arena immediately sells the spectacle. The central stone gatehouse is the visual anchor of the entire build, with battlements, banners, and a raised balcony that feels perfect for nobles and judges, while knights guard the event from above. The combination of stone and wood is really smart here. It keeps the structure from feeling too uniform and makes it feel like an older city gate that's been repurposed for tournament use. The wooden grandstands that are flanking the jousting lane are packed with detail. The timber framing, the flags, lanterns, and seating for spectators all help sell the idea that this is a major public event. The blue roofs and banners unify everything visually, which I think was the right call. It keeps the set cohesive even with all the different factions present. The architecture is pretty unique compared to what we've received in the past, and it's very nice to not just get a gray build or an all wooden based set. The jousting track is framed nicely with railings, shields, and colorful ribbons. You can already picture the horses charging down the lane with lances shattering mid-impact. Surrounding the arena, the faction tents are easily my favorite part of the exterior. Each one has its own architectural language and supply setup, and none of them feel copy or pasted. It really helps prevent the symmetry of the arena from becoming boring, as if each kingdom has their own way of doing things and it gives each their own personality. Once you start looking inside, that's where the set gets even more interesting. The playability really shines. The gate is fully functional, roofs are removable, and the top of the gatehouse lifts away to give you access to the interior space, and it's not overly complex or overbuilt. The removable snack stand is a great touch and adds some life to what would otherwise be a very serious build. The multiple access points and open platforms make it easy to move figures around without everything feeling cramped, which is crucial for something meant to represent a large public event. Each of the grandstands has enough room to add in 8 bystanders who are enjoying the show. So while there is no way a set can provide that many minifigures, you can add some of your own figures you build from Pick-a-Brick or other LEGO sets to the seats to really make the set feel alive. Each of the interiors of the tents are decorated differently as well, keeping with the uniqueness of the factions in the realm. You've also got a ladder that leads right up to the King's viewing platform, which I really appreciate adding in ways for minifigures to actually get to places in the build so that it's not impossible in a sense. What I appreciate most is that the arena doesn't lock you into one specific setup. You can rearrange tents, reposition factions, and completely change the story depending on how you want to display it. The minifigure selection here is doing a lot of heavy lifting. 16 minifigures, horses, birds, and sheer amount of armor and weapons, it starts to feel very generous. Each faction feels represented without one completely overshadowing the other. The Horse Knights hosting the event feels right, especially when you pair them with the stable, focused elements and horses. It suddenly reinforces their identity with the horses. The variety of helmets, shields, and weapons also makes army building and customization incredibly easy, which castle fans can always appreciate. When you compare the Joust to the King's Joust from the classic LEGO Castle era, the evolution is obvious. The original King's Joust was charming and simple and very much a product of its time. This new set feels like that idea fully realized with modern building techniques, deeper lore, and far more display presence. Compared to the medieval Horse Knight Castle, this set feels like less of a home base and more like an event location. The Horse Knight Castle is about the power and defense, but the Joust is about diplomacy, competition, and the spectacle. They actually complement each other very well when set together. I would estimate this set to come in around $270. With 3,100 pieces and 60 minifigures, it sits right below the $280 Wild West train set from BrickLink that had a slightly higher piece count and a similar minifigure count. This feels like a fair middle ground for a large, detailed castle set aimed squarely at mostly adult fans. That said, $270 is not cheap. This is very clearly a display first set with strong play features as well. But considering the scope, faction variety, and overall presence, the value feels quite satisfying. The Joust is one of those sets that feels important, not just because it's the biggest or most complicated, but because of what it represents. It brings all the current LEGO castle factions together in a way that actually makes sense thematically. The design and concept is strong, and the execution is clean without trying to overdo it. I really love the fact that if you want to make the Griffins the one hosting the event, all you need to do is change out a few flags and shields and you've got an entirely new faction hosting the tournament, depending on your favorite faction or how you want to display it. If you're interested in the modern LEGO castle world, this set feels like a must-have. It's not just another building, it's a moment in the timeline, and those are the sets that usually end up being remembered the longest. If you want this to become a real set, vote for it now on BrickLink Designer Program Series 10 and hope that it gets passed. Anyways, that's going to do it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.